trans activists. They are people who want to walk the world looking and blending in to the sex that they believe. They're not activists, you know.
They just
unless
want
like
to
you get
be
somebody like Book
themselves.
Angel or Blair White or somebody who've had to come out to fight in order to save real transsexuals and LGBT people who are being branded, you know. So, you know, it's not that I'm against individuals, but I have an issue with the ideology, especially when it goes into infant toddler schools in order to confuse them about what sex they are, you know. So anyway.
I don't want to digress too much, because I do want to touch on the two things that you spoke about, but I just want to get this on Instagram Live as well, because I think what you are talking about now is very, very important that we address it. And this is for both sets of community, just the actual community that I'm in, as well as the community that you are so popular in as well. Because when they go on your page, you are really, really popular. You are really popular.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm very, very popular with the acronym community.
You are indeed. So what I want to touch on quickly is, okay, so let's talk about when you had to, you know, go through your transition. You said it was a dark place. So what happened there?
Well, the thing is, I think, according to my medical records, I was born with a brain condition where critical estrogen didn't enter my brain at the critical time of the brain's development, hence the reason why I am a very effeminate natal male. That well, I enhance my androgyny because I you know, I like my androgynous looks, but you know, the reason why I walk the world the way I do, because my neuroplasticity doesn't allow me to be anything else. But back in the 80s, they didn't have things like you know, cluster identities that everyone's claiming to be these days, or non-binary.
Yeah, there you go, pulling on them as well.
Non-binary.
But they always had therapy, right?
Yes. So, but you know, you had to go through at least a 2-year assessment, you know. Wow. And you had to appear like a woman and dress like a woman. I mean, I always dressed very androgynous anyway. But
you dress fabulous.
You know,
I've
and
seen
also
you.
It was extended my therapy because they wanted to see how you know, racism socially had impacted my psychology, you know. So mine was a bit extended.
Did you think that it did impact you?
Well, I think it's hard to do, you know, when you've been called the N word and the P word all your life, you know, then you know, you have this feeling of misalignment in your body for a while. It's very all accumulative.
It can be a scary place.
Yes, you know, and life was. I mean, you know, I experienced transsexualism in my early life, where it was, do I pluck my eyebrows today and put some lip gloss on, or do I throw myself off a building?
Did them thoughts ever go into your mind?
Oh God, yes. You know, I used
suicidal thoughts.
Yes, suicidal ideation used to be part of my very existence. And oh, look at her, she's plying me with the shampoo.
There you go. Well, you know, because you've come through it. We always have to celebrate when someone's come through a point in their life where, you know, I don't take lightly to suicidal thoughts or people who have them. So that means you was at your core at a point of no return, because that's what really suicide thoughts are, when you see no way out and you think this is the only way out. So I'm so happy you came through that. Can I get a hug?
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't know what I would do if you weren't here today on the show. I don't know what I would do if you weren't here. So I'm happy that you came through that.
Well, I think, you know, we're at a point in time where you know, we must all work towards recalibrating the misguiding compass, and we must all work towards lifting the veneer of social civility in order to clear up the rot and the things that bind us in inner pain, you know, and I'm all for that. You know, if you've got some information that will do me some good, please do not hold back.
There
you know,
and even
I
if
might
you
have an
one
issue
person-
with how you're expressing it to me, but you know, give it to me. Don't be,
Give it to me
you
raw.
know, frightened of doing it. But you know, I think such a theatrical creature am I do have a mind that, you know, works in reality. You know,
I can tell.
I don't think I'm part of this.
You're not
you know,
delusional at all.
Psychogenic contagion, as I like to call it. You know, and I'm not.
You know what's
I
going
don't put
on.
everybody on a pedestal. It's like, you know, I was saying to somebody the other day, that was going on about racism and bigotry and stuff, and I said, well, you know, because there's a lot of like hatred towards being British. There's a lot of hatred towards being white, Anglo-Saxon these days.
Being Jamaican, being African,
you know,
being,
but I'm like, can you please
being your true authentic
yeah,
self.
can you please show me a culture that is not guilty of any of these things that you're accusing everybody else of being?
Yeah.
You know, every culture, you know, has you know,
They're
is
flaws.
guilty
Yeah, you know.
to some degree. You know, I mean, you know, there's an advert on Chinese television selling washing powder, and this black man comes in.
Yeah.
And she puts this black man in the washing machine.
No way.
And it comes out as a white Chinese man.
That's not good.
You know.
That one's not good. But have you seen what's going on with the dolls right now? They've got these black dolls in China. What they're using as stress dolls, and they're absolutely battering them. They're eating them. I've just never seen such.
It's revolting.
Ridiculous,
You know.
ridiculous behaviour. But I mean, it's accepted. It's accepted, and that's one thing about it. Why I adore what you stand for, because you will say that's wrong, and that's it. And
course it
you
is.
stand for what you believe.
Because if you're like us, your whole friendship lineage is like the family of man. You know, it's like you know, every class, colour and creed. And all right, you know, we're not always going to be accepting, approving of what, you know, our mates slant on things is. You know, I mean, I've gone more to the right, it must be said, with my politics, having been born, you know, in northern, you know, borderline poverty. And born as a proletariat, almost Marxist socialist background. I mean, you know, I've gone kind of like more centre right now. But you know, just because you're more centre right doesn't mean to say that you want people living on the streets. You know,
You want to see people
killed. You know,
suffer.
you want to see people
Win.
being encouraged and winning.
Yeah.
You know.
I can tell that. I see that with you as well. And I see that as well because when you go on your page, you always see how you tag other people. You're very, you know, about sharing your fame and sharing your wealth in the sense of you're not just about me. All your things and all your captions, you really do say, I'm grateful for this, I'm so privileged, I'm this person, I'm with. You show gratitude.
Well, it is my only mantra, if I had one, would be thank you. You know,
Oh, I
mean,
love
I have a faith, you know, and first thing I do in the morning is when I pray.
Yes.
Same
is
here. To thank the God, the universe, however you want to perceive it. I think God force. I like the idea of Jesus. Tina Turner in 1986 taught me personally how to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
You met Tina Turner?
Well, I did meet her because I
met her too.
Oh, did you?
At the Mobo Awards.
The men come in these places and the men.
Shouts out to my mom. She loves Tina as well.
But my friend Johnny Rose photographed the What's Love Got to Do with It cover.
Ooh!
And Tina came in.
Is he still around now?
Yes,
well, but you should get him to come in and do some pictures of us.
Yeah, and she came in one afternoon, and she brought cheeseburgers with other favourite food and melon.
What? Wait, Tina Turner bought cheeseburgers?
Yeah, because she loves simple things. She loved...
I do like a good cheeseburger.
Yeah, she loved watermelon, because she said it kept you hydrated. And she said, oh, I'll teach you what he's saying. I said, well, I just thought he was going nutty. Because he's like making this noise and I thought, well, you know, I'm in show business and no people have mental illnesses.
Yeah. You can't really talk on it too much.
And she said, no, he's nam myoho renge kyo. And so she actually taught me how to do it. So I do a combination of the Lord's Prayer and, you know, nam myoho renge kyo.
In the morning, every morning.
Yeah,
that's like your ritual.
Yeah, that's for me. I'm not an evangelist. I'm also from a spiritualist background as well. So, you know, I see death as a fiction. Yeah, I will have one.
Sorry,
later.
I'm just chopping.
But I don't like to talk with my mouth full.
Well, I will do. A bit
do you know
of
that's
talking.
one of the things that gets on my nerves? Do you know, like when you're at a dinner table and somebody.
Yeah, I try not to slap. I try not to slap my mouth.
And also, I don't know what it's called psychologically, there's a name of it. But you know, like when you're on public transport and somebody's listening to loud content.
Well, do you know what? I hate when I'm on the train and people have like someone on FaceTime.
Yeah, and it's coming back.
It's just so rude.
You know, they need to put a ban on that. Because I think...
I just get up and move. I get up and physically move.
I think at these prices, we're allowed to live with our own heads, thank you, with no interference. You know, now if you can put signs up to say, please not be abusive, and it's absolutely correct to people, and be kind to the staff, put one up to say, get some headphones, do your own brain in, and keep your business to yourself.
All right, so there we go. On that note, before we digress, I have two more things I want to ask you. But before we talk about the social media ban for under 16s, I wanted to go back to what you said about in schools, what they are pushing onto the youth of the world at the moment.
What you mean with the trans ideology thing? Well, I don't think, you know, children, you know, I don't believe that there is anyone is born as a trans child.
You don't think so?
No. I think like children, you know, can be born like me with a kind of gender incongruency, but that doesn't make you trans. You know, you have a gender incongruency, you know, and, you know, this is not a big thing. What happened is that there was an algorithm and that became very vehement in COVID, right?
It was COVID when it all happened.
Yeah, and people were in their bedrooms, you know, and I blame Stonewall, the organisation that did a brilliant, you know, we all fought with Stonewall in the 80s and 90s to get equal rights for homosexuals and bisexual people and people who weren't heterosexual. Get equal rights and marriage. I believe in marriage for heterosexuals and homosexuals.
I believe everyone deserves love.
Yes,
I do believe that.
Yes, I do.
And where you find it is
and
up to
you know, and union, you know, between people. And so we got all those gains, and then when we got those gains, people, organisations like Stonewall, who did brilliant work, and GLAAD in America, started to panic because it was affecting their revenue coming in. Okay. Well, why would you want an amount, you know, an immense amount of revenue prohibited? You know, because you know, you have a lifestyle, you have places to run, and I think they started panicking. And what happened is that we'll promote transness
and changing
as a thing, you know,
biological
and so therefore commodified
areas.
Autistic people. I mean, these poor girls, you know, I mean, I've got a fan who had her breasts removed.
Oh no.
You know, and now she wants to have a baby, and she's met a man, and it's like, it is so heartbreaking that she fell for that. You know, children...
A lot of people fell for it.
Yes. Children should be left to be innocent. When I was a child, the way I am, I didn't have someone going, oh, you're in the wrong body. I was left to my own
Well,
device.
you know,
I found my own
this
way.
is the right way, because I feel like until someone's 18, that's when they can actually make a decision. Because there was a lady, I was in the park and I was looking at the boy and he was doing, you know, very, very feminine. And, and she was calling him a girl's name and I was like, oh, is he gay? And she went, well, he went to school and they changed his name at school and he came home and he was, you know, referring to himself as a lady's name. And the mother was just like, yeah, at first it was quite daunting, but you know, I have to allow him to be himself or herself. And I just felt, imagine you send your child to school and they come back with a different name from the teacher and they call them this, the whole class.
Well, the thing is, I have a big issue with that, because that is, as far as I'm concerned,
ludicrous.
Social contagion and the psycho.
I don't agree with that. I mean, being your true authentic self and happy with yourself, but I don't believe in a child going to school and the whole school calling your child another name without you even knowing.
Precisely.
It's rude,
you know,
it's rude.
and also a lot of parents are very frightened to stand up to this in case they get done by the law for dealing in objective reality. You know, I'm totally against it. Leave children to be innocent. Now,
well, you know,
protect children.
Very innocent. Because can I just stop you there? Because I at school was a bit of a terror. You know, I got sent to Jamaica.
Oh, you can't tell.
I got sent to Jamaica on a one-way ticket at 8:40.
She's a yardie.
There you go. Born, well, not born, but bred as a yardie. Yes. And what I will say about the whole situation is that, you know, at school, if a boy was identifying as a woman, we would probably, you know, have a lot to say. They would probably be going home crying. So that would never, it wouldn't run back in the day. A girl calling herself a boy's name, you know, it just wouldn't work. So I don't know how the children of today are so, you know, accepted to that, because that would not be accepted back in my day.
Well, it's an algorithm, you know, and like when you're a teen, you're very susceptible, and when you've got autism, you're very susceptible to, you know, ideas. And you know, we've all been teens, we've all been in hormonal crisis and confusion. You know, it's like that period where you're just so totally befuddled by the world, you know, and this seems to have been the perfect time for this algorithm to pounce, you know. And I'm not saying, you know, that just because somebody identifies as these cluster identities that they're bad people. They're just very misguided. And I'm sorry, but I do not believe that men can be women or women can be men. You know, obviously I believe that they can self-identify as trans, but I'm sorry, self-identifying as trans is totally different to being what you're demanding us all to feel. My objective reality is very, you know, strong. You know, and also
that blows me away.
The defining characteristic of being a trans woman is that you have to have been born a man. Now, if if you accuse somebody of misgendering you, then that is to do with how you have instilled this software in order to be offended. And as I say, I know transsexuals who look as good as you, as a normal, natural, biological woman. You could not spook them. If you were to say to me, I'm transsexual, I'd go, wow, you know, you deserve the respect, you know, for being that. But when I've got somebody at the stage door with a beard, a moustache and green eyeshadow on and lashes and going, my name's Sarah, I go, was it Sam before? You know, you know.
It is, you know, it is a catch-22, because I personally do believe if you're going to do the trans, do it correctly. Like, I mean, you, fabulous. I mean, I don't know where the world is going right now, but what I will say is, if you're happy and you like it, I love it, and I just keep it like that. And it's not just to be, you know, politically correct. It's just that you have to live your own life.
I think, yes, no, and I'm totally with you.
to.
I think, you know, walk the world that you want to, you know, how you want to be. However, your ideology, you must stop, you know, forcing this onto a heterosexual normative, you know, and stop vilifying the heterosexual normative by saying we accept that you need to look and be the way you want, but when I don't see you as a woman, I don't see you as a woman, as a man, I see that you need to be the way you were, but can you please just stop vilifying me, because I'm not vilifying you, I'm just looking at you through a very realistic lens. I realize the world has gone this way, but don't expect me to embrace you fully, especially when you're, you know, you're not even demanding trans rights, which you've got, you know, because we've all got human rights. What you're demanding is not rights for narcissism, and I'm not playing into it. Thank you very much.
I mean,
you know,
I don't film line.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to harm you, but I do not want you to harm us. I don't want you to be harming my children.
It falls back on the whole community.
Yeah,
it just takes one to ruin it for everyone.
And you see, and this is what trans ideology does. I don't believe it's bettered society. I mean, 10 years ago, when it was more subterranean, let's say, a lot of people were like, oh, he thinks he's a woman. Don't be offensive. Let's not upset them. Let's indulge a bit in their immersive fictions, because they're not harmful, you know. But then trans radical fascist activism started, and everybody got offended, and everybody's going, I don't want to be an ally. I think these people are sick. You know, and then, you know, you've got like the trans radical fascists blaming people for not putting up with it, you know.
But in hindsight, okay, let's just bring it right back, because what you are saying is knowledge upon knowledge, and it's very admirable that you, as a trans yourself, can actually...
No, but can I correct you? I am not trans. I don't self-identify as trans. I am a naturally androgynous natal male. I'm not a different type of female. I'm a different type of male that has already existed.
I love that. Wow.
I don't self-identify as trans because I don't feel like a woman trapped inside a man's body. You know, I understand my own idiosyncratic, which is a hyper effeminate androgynous epicene natal male. I don't, you know, I don't go around wearing women's dresses, or, you know, I mean, you know, I've always worn slap on the face, but then so has Little Richard, so has, you know, my friend Boy George,
and so has Prince.
Yeah, so is Prince.
You know, we could go on all day. Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, it just happens that my idiosyncratic.
You have got a lovely lip colour on though.
Yeah, you can have it back when I'm finished with it, sure. And but you know, I've just always been the way I am. I've always like taken criticism for it, praise for it. I don't care. I'm not going to change. My neuroplasticity says this is how I am, but the surface of my brain doesn't lie to me and say you're a woman. It just doesn't do that.
You've got your head screwed on. Basically, what you're trying to say is, you know, you are living in your truth, and that's it. You're exploring, and just living the life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Are you happy right now?
Well, you're as happy as you can be in, you know, this mental matrix called life on this spinning, rocking space. I mean, we're all everybody's going through stuff. Everybody has a backstory. You know, we're in the fight of our lives for our cultural identity. So, you know, you can only be as happy as you allow yourself to be. I'm happy. I mean, look, I have a lot to be thankful for. I meet great people like yourself.
Fabulous, guys.
New friends. I have lovely friendship circles. You know, I have a roof over my head.
I just opened this book. This is my book. It's called Never Give Up, and it's actually it's on Amazon, guys, by Sebrina Spencer. I just opened this, and I'm going to read what it says because I think it's very fitting. It goes, always treat others the way you would like to be treated. And I think that is just amazing, because what we've been talking about is simply, you know, people living in their truth. And if they want to identify as a man or a woman, well, you have really broke it down that it's definitely a mindset shift.
Yeah.
You don't identify as a woman at all, you know, but you identify as a fabulous bloke.
Yes.
A fabulous one.
Yeah.
And you are experimenting and exploring, and you're happy within what you're doing. Is there any regrets?
Well, I think not about that.
But in life, any
But
regrets?
I think life, you know, for anyone who says no regrets, you know, are kidding themselves. Of course there's regrets in life, but I think, you know, addressing those regrets can evaporate them. I think everybody has regrets in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't have regrets, then you've got nothing to
inspire to.
Yes, work with. I always say, when you know better, you do better. And so
there you go.
Yeah.
We've got 5 minutes left to the end of the show, so we need to crack on. Okay, you have been absolutely phenomenal. I've loved picking your brain, because I didn't expect that. I really thought that you might be completely delusional about certain things, but you have really made me start to feel like I'm delusional now.
No, give it.
But it's kind of like the world that we are in right now, that things are so acceptable that it actually changes the way you used to think, because it's not acceptable to think certain ways. But you know, just talking to you, you've kind of just honed in on, you know, this is black and white, this is a reality of life, regardless if you think something is another way, because what media is saying to us, this is a reality. And it just really makes me feel amazing that you've come on here and shared your journey, because you're just really living in your truth and your purpose, and that is so admirable. You're not here in no delusion. You are completely living your dream, and I love that for you. So definitely going to go through a few questions. You can answer them as quick, and you can just say pass. Okay, so what has been your biggest achievement so far?
We're getting to this point in life with the level of self-awareness I hope I've got. You could say standing in the truth of who I am, regardless of the approval or disapproval of others. Not allowing truth to be my enemy. And in spite of what I've gone through, always having that Christ-like element of doing whatever good you can from wherever you are with whatever you've got.
And I see that in you.
And I mean, I always say I hate everyone, but I would help anybody.
Well, there you go. What is the best magazine you've been in? Your favourite one?
Oh, the best magazine I've been in is, I think, I.D magazine.
I love that article. I read it about 3 times this morning, just so I could be like, you know what, I've got the right person on the show. We're gonna have to do it a bit quicker. We've got like a minute and a half left. What are your 3 favourite apps?
My 3 favourite apps.
Yes.
Is PT Chat. That's a good one. Oh, come on, Dola.
Oh, you're a Dola girl.
I like.
And you're on WhatsApp a lot. Every time I go on, you're online.
Yeah, and WhatsApp.
You're listen, guys.
Is that an app?
WhatsApp's an app.
Well, because I'm not of the internet generation, I have to take courses at 68.
Well, and you're trending on Instagram. Where can they find you on Instagram?
On Instagram at LANAH.P, LANAH, and then dot, and then the letter P.
We have 1 minute left. This is your final thought, what you would like to say to people. Please let me know.
Well, my final thought to people, I probably have to repeat it, is the most important relationship any of us have with us is with ourselves. It's all an inside job, and you really have to love yourself in a tough love way in order to give yourself the compassion and understanding you deserve. And don't let anybody, you know, influence you with their narcissism. Just try and do whatever good you can from wherever you are with whatever you've got.
Wow.
Love yourself.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We are offline, guys. Absolutely amazing. Well done.
So did that go?
You were absolutely phenomenal. You
Oh,
should
well, we
feel
were
proud.
phenomenal between us. Give over.
All right. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
This is the one and
How are
only
you?
Chris.
I'm a bit slosh, Scotland.
Oh, of course.
Did we say? Oh, we saved you a little bit.
No, we bloody did not. I'm going to go get him a nice drink in a minute. Oh, don't worry.
Do you want me to take you for some lunch?
No, I've got to do all uploading and that.
Oh,
We'll meet up
okay.
another time. We're gonna have to go to the West End and go down the Broadway
Yeah.
together.
Well, I'd love you.
Let's get one picture. Let's get Chris to do a
Yeah.
picture. of us.
We need.
Oh, I did say if you want. Oh, do you want that one? Because I'm gonna get him another drink anyway. Do you want that one there?
Oh, we'll go on now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was Sebrina. Let's try and all, because I'm in Primrose